Right, well, let's get started. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat area and we'll be sure to answer them at the end of the presentation. Okay, now it's not clicking forward. Okay. Whoa, back up. Here we go. So again, I'm a volunteer with the New River Robotics Association. It was started by two dads who were coaching their son's team and our local business owners. And when they learned that local schools were having a waning interest in continuing a robotics team or even having a chat club, they decided to create the New River Robotics Association. And it is a nonprofit and we're all volunteers. We try to help create teams for public and private schools and community groups in the New River Valley, and all the way through the technology corridor up to Roanoke and Salem. We are strictly volunteers, and we've also been helping with competitions and bringing them to Montgomery County. We're really trying to increase youth interest in STEM through robotics and just have fun learning skills that are needed for the future. Whenever we discuss New River Robotics Association or we talk about robotics teams, a lot of people ask, is it Battlebots? No, it is not Battlebots, because we believe in cooperation, which happens to be a very big goal of FIRST. FIRST is a national organization. Its mission is very close to what the volunteers of the New River Robotics Association would like to strive for. It was started by Dean Kamen, who invented the Segway, and went on to meet with Woody Flowers, who was an MIT professor. And they really wanted to make sure that robotics was the sport of the mind. Get these kids interested at a young age, get them encouraged to take STEM related courses and go on to build robots or machineries or just solutions for problems that we're facing today. FIRST is a very successful worldwide program. It has 697,000 students involved in 110 countries. 320,000 coaches, mentors, judges, referees, and other volunteer roles. In the world, they try to offer 3,700 events, competitions, scrimmages of all kinds. And because this STEM field is desperately needed, there are over 3,000 scholarships of $80 million available through FIRST to go to college. I thought now I would go through and describe all the levels that we have of the FIRST organization. The first one is what FIRST started with, which was robotics competition for high schoolers. High school youth build a 110-pound robot, and they play 3 teams against 3 teams on a basketball court-sized playing field. It is a sight to see. The New River Robotics Association enjoys helping the Montgomery County Public Schools Team 401, the Copperheads, as needed. If grant money, equipment, 3D printing, anything like that. We've also, as the New River Robotics Association, we have helped out with securing volunteers for a very big competition that's held each March at the Blacksburg High School. The theme has not been announced yet for this season. As you can see, it starts in January. It will be released the first Saturday that's not New Year's Day, related to cargo and shipping, which is an overall umbrella theme for all the levels. And once it's released in January, those youth have 45 days to design, build all the electronics, and then program to compete in a 2-minute, 30-second round on that basketball court size playing field. 15 seconds is autonomous, where the robot performs on its own through programming. And then 2 minutes and 15 seconds is a teleop, where a driver does controllers just like you would do for a video game. The next level is for First Tech Challenge, which I'm very proud of because that is the Red Beard Pandas. It was created to prepare younger youth for FRC. Middle and high school age youth build an 18-inch cube robot that's about 42 pounds. They play 2 teams versus 2 teams on a 12-foot by 12-foot field. This year the theme is called Freight Frenzy, where a robot is right now in this shop behind me being designed, built, and programmed to move freight in the form of balls and cubes to shipping hubs. Now, some of those cubes have weights in them, and that could off balance the shipping hub. So our students, even tonight, this Friday, are in this shop working to figure out that problem. How do you get all that freight from one end of the field to the other and stack it up in the shipping hub so it doesn't tip over? They also have each round 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The first 30 seconds is autonomous and the 2 minutes is teleop. In the past, the New River Robotics Association has sponsored the Tuxedo Pandas and the Red Beard Pandas, and they have advanced to state and world championship levels. Both FRC and FTC are organized in Virginia, Maryland, and DC by an organization called First Chesapeake that we work very closely with. They have they arranged for competitions that have judging components to see how much the teams do to perform outreach. How do they get STEM into the community? How do they encourage younger kids to consider robotics as something to study and to pursue in their future? First LEGO League Challenge is the second program that was ever developed by First. It's quite popular and growing until COVID hit. And that's why the New River Robotics Association really wants to start increasing interest in this level, First LEGO League Challenge. There are 4 components to this level for ages 9 to 16. The first one is a mission table that you can see on the screen. It fits across two tables. And on that table, there are 15 to 18 missions in which has to be all autonomous. So that robot that you see in the corner, that's an EV3, and I have one right here, an EV3. So young kids get this robot and they learn how to program it. They learn about large motors, small motors, and they go on the mission table within 2 minutes and 30 seconds, try to solve any or all, if they wish to, those missions. But remember, we want to also encourage speaking skills and presentation and problem solving. So this level, First LEGO League Challenge, there's also a component in which the kids must find a problem and try to solve it. So in Cargo Connect, this year's theme, a lot of kids are trying to figure out what's happening to cargo that's missing. What happens to cargo that gets lost? What happens to shipping hubs that are overflowing with cargo? And they must do some research and come up with a creative idea and make a presentation to judges. There's also a robotics design judging event where the judges, volunteer judges, would like to know, how did you come up with the ideas? What did you learn from programming? The last component of First LEGO League Challenge competition is Teamwork Challenge. The kids are given how to build a tower out of spaghetti noodles and marshmallows. How did they work together? How did they communicate to each other? Were they positive? Was there cooperation? Now, so that's really cool, and that season has started, and I am a coach for an FLL Challenge team called the Gazelles. The next level is First LEGO League Explorer. It used to be called First LEGO League Junior, so if you've heard of that before, that's what we're referring to now as First LEGO League Explorer for ages 6 to 10 years old. We want to really try to get these kids to start problem solving at an early age. So we give them lots and lots and lots of Legos to kind of help build a solution to a world problem on a Lego plate like this. Once they do that, they then need to provide some sort of emotion in their design solution. And so they're given one of these. It's called a we do. The we do is a little brain, and it just simply can move and add gears to it to do circular motions and go back and forth. The kids use a tablet to program it. So with Technic pieces added to this, they can add some sort of motion. And if you see from the picture in the slide, you'll see that they built a frog. For example, the Boomtown Builder that my team performed in, they had to learn about buildings and the machinery to build buildings. They then decided to build an animal shelter that was improved, an animal shelter that didn't just provide for dogs and cats, but also could provide room for lost and found snakes, birds, and hamsters. Then they used the we do to operate an elevator because it was a 2-story animal shelter. They also had a motion sensor that kept the animals from escaping, and only the people could come in and out of the animal shelter. So at this age, they don't go to a competition, they go to an expo. And an expo is usually tagged on to an FRC, FTC, or FLL challenge competition. And they just talk to judges about what they learned, kind of a time to show off, a kind of show me day. And the kids really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, a lot of Legos, My team, I have a fall team, and we just ended yesterday, and they had a grand time with their Cargo Connect, and the parents enjoyed seeing them moving precious cargo from their factory to their store. So that was a lot of fun. The next level, which is brand new to us, is First Lego League Discover. First decided that it wanted to try to reach even into preschoolers. Now, with this being so new, the River Robotics Association is still learning about it, and we hope this can be something that we can offer. And it uses Dublos. But all those FLL levels, First Lego League levels, Challenge, Explore, Discover, are all supported by the Virginia DC FLL, which is based out of the James Madison University. So a big question the New River Robotics Association gets is, okay, how can we join a team? And with joining a team, we need to ask you to please visit our website often. We are offering year-round workshops, clinics, and outreaches. For example, we are doing an outreach at the Floyd Library on November 2nd, the Science Museum in Roanoke on November 6th. Also, we also have activities about when the competitions are going to be that are sometimes, not this year, unfortunately, because of COVID, are open to the public. But right now, all FLL Challenge, FTC, and FRC teams have formed. My fall FLL Explorer team just ended, but there will be a spring FLL Explorer team at the Christiansburg Recreations. However, joining a team means we need more teams, and that's why we need parents to encourage their schools, community groups, or even each other or yourself to please consider starting your own team.
Lisa, my name is Kristen. Thank you so much. I'm actually part of the Blacksburg Middle School PTO.
Yes.
So, we have a monthly meeting, as I'm sure, the other schools do as well. How do you think would be the best way to approach our school system as far as trying to get this out? Because I have been looking for opportunities for several years, and I actually kind of started the conversation at Virginia Tech with asking about this, and we're just so delighted to be able to have this time with you. But what do you think would be, because obviously, Lisa, you're not going to be able to talk to every PTO or go to every school. So what do you think is the best way to try to get the support that we need?
I believe we need to talk about what is going on in our community. We have Torque Robotics that is building autonomous trucks. We have Volvo that is using robotics to help build its trucks. We have a growing technology industry here that really could use programmers, that could use those that can think outside the box, who can really look towards the future and be ready to work. And starting younger means that the kids will be more interested as the technology grows and expands and updates itself. They'll be for it and they'll be enthusiastic about it. I have to say that Montgomery County at one time had an FLL team in most elementary schools and Blacksburg Middle School and Christiansburg Middle School. But unfortunately, with SOLs, and then that kind of put a dent in having teachers have to work more for something that there were no SOLs built on. So the interest started waning. We also know that our teachers are overworked and they're not getting extra pay for doing a club or a team. So the New River Robotics Association has been trying to work with Montgomery County Public Schools, Pulaski County Schools, and other school systems through their technology superintendent or each individual school as necessary to say, there's an opportunity here that your kids could really become involved in, excited about STEM and beyond. So I'm going to go to my next slide, which has how to
Can
start.
I jump in and ask a question that kind of relates to what you were just talking about?
Yes.
I think several of the people on this call are including myself, I think we're a Virginia Tech engineering faculty, and we have young kids. And I'm still not clear, maybe you're going to get to that, but I'm not clear what is needed to start a team, if there have to be teams at every school in order to have competitions, or how exactly we get going, because I think there's some momentum here where people are wanting to start a team in the younger age range, maybe not the 4 to 6, but I don't know.
Sure.
Both. But I guess we just want more. I know I'm still unclear on how if we did form a team, how would we get going? Where are there supplies? Do we have to have teams to compete against? What's the annual cycle? Like, is there you mentioned most teams have been formed, so is there an annual cycle that we need to be aware of?
Okay. All right. Let's answer those questions right now. As you can, FLL Challenge starts in August and goes until about February. FLL Explorer, which is the younger elementary school, goes from August. Actually, August year round if you want to be. That's why I do two teams. But FTC, the season starts in September and goes to March. And with the New Robotics Association, with our workshops and our clinics, we even had camps this summer to encourage kids to come and try us out. And if they were interested in joining a team, they could apply, kind of, and that's how by advertising those camps and workshops, that's how we got the teams this year for the 4 FLL Challenge teams, my Gazelles, the Panda Cubs, the Silverbots, and the Fire Breathing Rubber Duckies. And anytime we had an inquiry before the season started, when they reveal all the missions, we would gladly take their name and contact information and give it to a coach. And if there was room on the team, they would make the matchup. Does that answer your question a little bit?
Well, so if we're wanting to start an Explore team, when would be the next time that we could start one, and how do we do it? I'm still not sure how that works out.
Okay, so I can tell you that you can join anytime. For example, you could apply to be on the First Inspires website to become a coach or start a team for an FLL Challenge. And even though you couldn't go to a competition, there might be some scrimmages. For example, my Gazelles are 6 girls who have never programmed a robot before. So when it came time to register for the November 20th competition at Roanoke College, we didn't think we were ready. So we're waiting until the scrimmage in February. There's going to be a scrimmage where there's no awards or anything, but you still get to compete for points and do all the missions on that table. So I'll go to the next slide, and then we'll see if that kind of answers some more questions, because I think you can start a team anytime. It's just when you want to join a team, that's a problem, because some teams have already formed, and as soon as they make the announcement of what the competition missions are, it's hard to get into the rhythm of the team. So the first thing is the River Robotics Association will help anybody that wants to be a coach. I am an experienced coach. We have all the volunteers have coached in either an FLL Explorer, an FLL Challenge, or FTC level. We can help. Also too, we have guidebooks that we're about to put on our website on how to start a team. In addition to this presentation tonight, the FIRST organization, and not only as FIRST Chesapeake, National FIRST, or Virginia DC FLL, will provide you with any guides, forums, training events, that online training events, in-person training events, to help anybody who wants to start a team. Now, as for equipment, for example, if you're going to start an FLL Explorer team, an FLL Challenge, you have to buy the robot kit. So here is an EV3 that you would have to buy the kit for. They're about $200. The We Do kit, and again, these all come with the Technic pieces. That's about $140. The New River Robotics Association has equipment. We've got EV3s right here now in the box, ready to be used by anybody who wants to start a team. We have EV3 We Do kits that's available if somebody wants to start a team today. We have grants for new teams. We can also provide you with Technic and Lego pieces. If you look over my shoulder here, you'll see blue boxes. We've got millions upon millions of Legos. You need Legos, we got Legos. We can hook you up. If you needed a competition table for the first Lego League Challenge level, we have those tables already made. You just have to put it on a picnic table or a couple of cardboard card tables. We can loan those out to you. Another thing, what happens if you don't have the space? What if you couldn't support having kids come into your home? For example, the Panda Cubs, they meet in Deborah and Ben Clark's basement. So that's where their team meets. But the Gazelles, the fire-breathing rubber duckies, and the Battlebots of the first Lego League Challenge, they meet here in the shop. And right behind me is the table. And we've got tables set up. We've got computers all over the place, right here and available if anyone for programming the robots. And then we don't have to buy the kit. It's all right there. So we have that. Now, the first Lego League Explorer, because we also run an FTC team here at the shop, we have a lot of power tools. So we felt that having the younger kids, ages 6 to 8 years old, in here would be distracting and possibly dangerous. So my team worked it out with the Christiansburg Recreation Center for some meeting space. And I have a little closet that has all my Legos, has my EV3 kits there. And they have the tables and the chair, and we pay a little fee per student that comes, and we use the space. It was every Thursday from 5 to 6 o'clock. And I do 2 teams a year because there's such a demand for FLL Explorer for that age. Those kids, they love it. They love playing with the Legos. They love programming with the We Do and a tablet, which has very simple icons for helping program. And we can also hook you up with tablets if you need that as well. But if you really need a space for FLL Explorer, we do have access because of the wonderful generosity of the Virginia Tech Corporate Research Center, who's given us this space for free. There's a conference room that we can reserve for an FLL Explorer team. So, I mean, there's lots of opportunities. We're enthusiastic. You need help, we'll be right there. You know, even if it's in person or Zoom meeting, we will help you out because we want this experience to be fantastic for the kids, but we want it to be mind-blowing for the coaches, the mentors, the volunteers that are going to help out. Also, too, we also have some, for example, First Tech Challenge Red Beard Pandas who've been on FLL teams before, and they love to volunteer their time to help out a team. So it's all about recruitment, you know, who's interested, who can we do to talk it up and explain the importance of trying to get these kids interested in hands-on problem-solving learning. How can they go about with their unique ideas and perspectives and really have a chance to wow themselves, their schools, their families, and the world. So does that hopefully answer your questions? Because I'm going to go to the next one, which is questions.
Thank you, Lisa. I have a quick
Thank
question.
you so much.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, a quick question. How many people do you think, how many students do you think we need to start a team?
3. You need to have 3 to start a team.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Thank you. And maximum?
Maximum, it depends on the level. For the Explorer level, FLL Explorer, it needs to be 6.
Okay.
For an FLL Challenge level that uses this robot here, it's 10. For FT study level, it's 15, and FRC is, it's because it's high school age. We've had teams up. I remember Team 401 Copperheads actually at one time had 80 students on the FRC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's a great program. This is right now the only program that Montgomery County Public Schools is really supporting because it's been around since 1999.
Okay.
And they, this is a robotics 2 and 3 program that actually meets at night, and they're the FRC team. So they get an extra credit. So it's like an 8th credit day. And kids are willing to come from Auburn, Shawsville, Blacksburg to the Christiansburg High School STEM lab where they build that FRC robot.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
And one more quick question. The WeDo kit for the Explorer level, is that one per team or one per student?
It's one per team.
Per team, right? Okay, just clarifying. Thank you.
When you register for the first Lego League Explorer and Challenge team, in the kit also comes a team meeting guide as well as workbooks for each of your students if you wish to use it. But I find them very helpful. My kids, I draw a lot of ideas and suggestions from these guidebooks. I don't use the workbooks for the kids because I think they love just pulling out ideas on their own. So I just let it flow, and I don't want to try to force them into a workbook situation.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Right.
thank you so much for all of this. It's been so great.
Yes.
If we were to form an Explorer level team, that 6 to 10 age range, would we need more than one team in the area to have competitions or events together?
Well, with FLL Explorer, it can be a it's an expo. It's an expo. And I have gone to expos where there were 20 FLL Explorer teams, and I went to one where my team was the only one. And the judges came around and talked to the kids for almost 30 minutes. I mean, the kids and the judges were having, I think the judges were having more fun than the kids, talking to them about how they came up with the ideas, what were the Legos supposed to be doing on their plate, what was the WeDo, hey, how did you change or learn about the programming? And then everybody gets a participation certificate. But if you ever need anybody from the River Robotics Association to come to your school to give a presentation or to talk to somebody, I can tell you we're happy to do that. We're happy to do it. I can tell you that one of the father's Frankie. He went to every school, elementary school in Pulaski County, and they were on board. We got them kits for every elementary school, and they were going to do a team, and we were going to provide help for them, and COVID hit. And now everybody's just trying to get caught up, and they have not gone back to the FL, but we're still getting in touch with them. We're still offering assistance when they're ready. We're here to help.
That's great.
So please check out our website. I'll have this presentation on there. There will also be a grant application for the New River Robotics Association, where if you fill it out and you write a little essay, you could get the $200 worth of materials given to you to hold on to until you decide you don't want to do it anymore. And then you just give it back to us. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Lisa, for this very informative presentation. And I just want to quickly ask, so if, for example, I want to form an Explore team, and I already have maybe 3 to 6 kids who like are neighbors and classmates, and I want to be the coach, and we have a space, maybe we have found a space and we want to meet once per week. So can we find the application form on the web links that you provide? How can we?
Yes, it will be there. We just finished editing it to update it because the price of things have gone up a little bit. So we've updated the amount for the grants. It will be up on Monday. And
Okay,
I highly
great.
recommend that if you're interested and it's too late for this season, go ahead and form your team and start just playing around. Play around with it, continue to work on the missions. And then next year, when the new missions come out, you feel like you have had time to play and learn, and then you'll be right on top of it. So I would say for my Gazelles, we started back in August. And then when they announced what the challenge was, we were ready to go. I know that please check our websites and on a regular basis. I would say in April, and you can see the camps and the workshops that we do.
Great, thank you.
One more question, Lisa. So the when you say the explorers, they don't really have competitions, right? So do the seasons apply to them?
It pretty much starts August, and it starts definitely it ends in April, because what they do is the expos are held at competitions of the other levels. So the FLL challenge, while all those kids are participating, they'll set aside a booth space for all the FLL Explorer teams to come and do their expo. The March FRC competition at Blacksburg High School, they will set aside space for the expo. So expos can happen anytime between October and April. So that's why I have 2 teams. I have my, I just finished my fall team, and I'm going to have a spring team that starts in January.
Okay, so even expos have teams like missions and stuff.
Yes,
Just like
yeah.
competition. Okay.
So this year it's
Okay,
Cargo Connect, and with the Cargo Connect, we had to teach the kids. First of all, you had to teach the kids what
right.
cargo and
Right.
how cargo.
Okay.
What happens to products or items that are made in a factory? How do they get? We had to explore. How does a toy from the factory in China get to your house? And so we did all kinds of games and activities to show, oh, well, first they make it, and then it has to go on a boat. The boat goes to the port. Once it gets there, it has to be offloaded with these big cranes. And we watched videos, and we even pretended that we were the cranes, and I moved little, shoe boxes around. Okay, well, it's off the boat. Now what do we do with it? Well, we got to put it on a truck. The truck's going to go all across the United States. Now it's going to get to a warehouse, and then another truck picks it up and takes it to your store. You buy it, you put it in the car, your car takes it home. So that's kind of some games that we played with that age group. And then they're the ones that came up with that they needed to build a truck that was on top of this. So we had wheels coming through here, and they built a big truck here that had a big wide place to carry lots of cargo. So they want to build bigger trucks than what they see on the highways. So they had a lot of fun with that.
Thank you.
Mhm. Well, if you
Lisa,
have
I
any-
do have one question for you. So, and I was a few minutes late getting on the call, so I apologize if you've already shared this. Where are you located? Where are your teams based out of?
Sure. The Corporate Research Center at Virginia Tech has graciously donated space for the new River Robotics Association. And here in the shop, we have the First Tech Challenge Red Beer Pandas are meeting here. And they're working right now and they're being awfully quiet. They just finished their break, but they're in there and they're working on tools and they're metal and screws and nuts and bolts and washers, and they're putting together a robot right now. The FLL Challenge can meet in here. The table is right here behind us. The Civilbots, the Gazelles, which is my team, and the fire-breathing rubber duckies meet here. And then I have one FLL Challenge team that meets in the coach's basement. My FLL Explorer team would not do well in this shop because there's just too much for them to touch. So I made arrangements with the Christiansburg Recreation Center to borrow space there on a weekly basis.
So
Just to,
sorry.
just to chime in, Deb, I actually went there and we checked it out. It's a really cool space too. And everyone there was so inviting and so warm. And like my daughter, she just absolutely fell in love with it as soon as we went there. Yes.
Nice.
And
Where,
we're
exactly where can we find your space, and are there
Uh,
certain times when we can go visit?
yes, the times that right now it's open is, oh goodness, we're definitely open on Tuesdays from 4 until 8:30, and then Fridays from 5:30 to 8:30. But if you want to schedule a time, we'll be happy to meet you if you'd like to come here when there's no
Oh,
kids.
that's nice.
Yes, we'd be happy to.
And where is it? I get lost in the Corporate Research Center.
So do I. It's 2270 Craft Drive. So you know where that Edward Villa School of Medicine is?
Yeah.
We're right across this, kind of
That's easy.
diagonal from there.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's good.
Mhm. If you want to
Well,
see
we
an FLL
can
team,
just,
you're welcome to come on Thursdays from. I've got the coach right here.
Yeah.
This is Shelly. She's the Civilbots.
Hi, everybody. So my FLL team meets on Thursdays from 4:15 to 5:45. So if anyone was interested in potentially just coming and watching and seeing what we do, or if you reach out to Lisa and want to have schedule a time to talk to me as a coach as well, I'm happy to help.
Thanks, Shelly.
Sure.
See, that's how enthusiastic our volunteers are. They want more STEM teams. Not, just so that more kids have more fun. We don't feel bad turning kids away. That breaks my heart when I find, oh, my team is full of 6. Please come back in the springtime. And then you find out there's 10 people wanting. So we want to really start more teams, and we're very, very eager to help. All right. Well, no further questions. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much. I'm going to, these poor FTC kids have been quiet for too long. As soon as I turn it off, they're going to go, yay. But please, let's get our kids and our schools and parents excited about STEM and FIRST Robotics. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Can I make a smoothie?
I'm doing. Hold on. Just wait. I'm not reading anything.
That's why I was here. Like, man,